All right. Hello, everyone. Today is Thursday, January 7th, and this is the Cluster API Provider Azure Office Hours. Happy New Year, everyone. I hope you all had a good holiday, and yeah, it's good to see everyone here. Let's get started. I don't think there's anyone who's new to this meeting, but if you're new to this meeting and to the community in general, and you just want to say hi and tell us why you're here, what you're interested in, please go for it.
Hi, maybe. Do you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Hi.
Yep. It's Furqat here. I'm working on the Ericsson side on the Cluster API Provider Metal Cube. So I'm the new one here. So I want to say hi and then really happy to contribute to the Cluster API Provider Azure as well. So kind of newcomer. So I'm happy to be here.
Awesome, welcome. And thanks for your PR. You're already making some impact, so that's awesome.
Thanks.
Okay, so let's keep going unless there's anyone else. Nope. If you're here, please add your name to the attendee list and add any discussion topics you have to the open discussion section. You can request access to this document by joining the SIG Cluster Lifecycle mailing list if you're not already in it. Okay, so first of all, I just wanted to call out, in case you missed it, there's a blog post that came out in mid-December, basically like making some noise about CAPZ. So yeah, if you haven't read it, check it out. I don't know if anyone has any questions about that or any comments. Let me make sure I can see participants actually. Yeah. Okay. I don't see any hands raised or anything, but yeah, check it out. Okay. So first discussion topic. I wanted to bring up maybe talking about the release plan for the next few weeks, or like maybe make a release plans for the next few weeks. Last release we made was before the holidays, and we have a few big things that went in since then. Notably, we have the Windows agent pools, and we have multi-tenancy that merged. And I know there are a few big PRs that are like on their way, and probably including the machine pool upgrade. So what I was thinking is maybe we could wait for that and aim for a last feature release of 0.3 end of the month, and then switch over the main branch to start working on V1 Alpha 4, and then backport any smaller features or fixes that we need in 0.3 after that into the 0.3 release branch. How does that sound to everyone? And any thoughts or suggestions? I see thumbs up from David and Nader. Okay, cool. So hopefully that gives us enough time to finish up the bigger things that we wanted to get into 0.3, and then we can start focusing on V1 Alpha 4 after that. I'll make sure to update the roadmap as well, because I think we're a bit ahead of where we said we would be. So just want to make sure it's like reflecting where we're at. All right, any questions about releases in general or any feature I mentioned?
Just a quick question. Is there anything that you want to get in that like nobody's working on, or like we can try to get done or anything like that?
That's a good question. Let's check the milestone. Can anyone think of anything? I don't think so. I think the big one is the machine pool upgrade, and David's working on that. Oh, maybe the documenting Azure identities. No one's working on that one right now. But
I can take that one. I'll assign myself to that after.
sure, sounds good. I think that's it. Okay.
But like I meant, if there any like bugs came up or anything that is not assigned to the milestone, but you're aware of that, because we're going to switch to like 04 after, so it's a good chance to get things in there. So if anybody's aware of stuff, you can just let us know, I guess.
Yeah, David.
I have one that's not in the milestone yet that we might want to discuss for possibility is related to tracing. I need to write this up, but it might be useful to put together a tracing where it's open telemetry based, and then use the open telemetry exporter to Azure App Insights, so that tracing can be done through a managed service, or just through like whatever open telemetry exporter that you'd like to use. This is something that after getting the tracing in there for using Jaeger, I realized quickly afterwards that it might not be the right way to do it. It's really useful for local development, but this is probably not how you'd want to run your cluster out there. We haven't taken any opinions on it. It's just we write to a tracing provider in open telemetry, and then it pushes it out. So if we had an open telemetry operator running, and then that was then doing an export for us to like wherever you want it, that would be something, probably not, maybe not in this milestone. I'm just thinking if people have extra time and they wanted to hack on something, that might be something.
Yeah, I'd say definitely open that as an issue and mark it as help wanted, but I don't think we should plug the milestone on it or anything, because it's not depending on, like, it's not really 03 specific, right? Cool. Anything else? All right, James, you have the next topic.
Cool. So when I was working on the Windows tooling, I noticed that in the CI logs, we were pulling down kubectl for 116. So I looked into it a little bit, and we have kind of two different ways to install some of the tooling that we have. So there's a way to install it via the makefile, and there's also a way to install it via hack ensure tool. The CI uses hack ensure tool, whereas if you're doing anything local development, we're kind of doing this makefile approach. I opened a PR to kind of resolve the one, but then when I was doing that, I noticed that there's some other things, and David pointed out that this is one of the things that it'd be nice to kind of move towards using all local tools. I just wanted to see if anybody had any opinions, or if it's if we get some agreement, then I might take a stab at kind of aligning all these tools.
Sorry, just to make sure I understand, you want to move towards using the makefile way for everything?
Yeah, well, I guess I don't, I think that was kind of the direction David had mentioned, was just being able to have tools in a local path so that we're always consistently using the same tools. I don't know if I have a super strong opinion there, but I think that's a pretty good approach. So, but I think having two separate ways to install tools is can cause strange behaviors here.
Yep, no objection from me. The nice thing about the makefile too, like what we did at some point, is we made sure that if you have an older version, it will detect that there's a newer version available and install it if you run something that needs it. So
Would that have any issues with like how CI is running? Because that would be the same thing as running on CI.
Well, with CI, it's always going
Everything.
to start blank, right? Because it's not installed. It's not pre-installed. So it would always install it anyways.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think.
if you look at the logs, it actually installs it through the ensure SSH tool, and that puts it onto the path. And then we call the makefile, which puts it into the local tool. And then for customize, we use that local tool. Whereas with kubectl, we were using the one that was installed to the path. And so over time, probably just those small discrepancies might cause some sort of flakes or other things. So I think aligning in one direction is probably good.
Sounds good. All right, David, you want to take the next one?
Yeah, sorry, just filling in conversation. So cool. So the PR is out there for create and update asynchronously for machine pool. Everything's passing except for the API difference. It shows a way to asynchronously reconcile an Azure resource. So this is a pattern that we may want to think about for using in other places. And it gives a much improved user experience for folks that are looking at resources from, say, kube control perspective. So you can see the resource get into the created state. It'll then go check back with Azure and eventually get to one of the terminal states, succeeded or failed. This kind of leads into doing the surge and rolling updates with Drain Node, which is in progress right now. If anybody has any more feedback on it, it would be great to get it pulled in sooner than later. It is a really big PR, so rebasing it can be challenging. So yeah, anybody have any questions, comments, concerns, suggestions?
How do you feel about doing a lazy consensus on it? Because I've approved it. I think Nader has said looks good to me, and I don't know if we're waiting for anyone else. It'd be great to get more eyes on it, but I don't want it to hang out there too long and get rebased too many times. So
agreed. I think I think the last one that hadn't commented on it yet was Ace, but I don't know if Ace is just busy doing other things. So I didn't want to hold off on him. What do you suggest is a lazy consensus time?
I don't know, maybe tomorrow end of day. I don't know if that's too aggressive, but if you want Ace to look at it, you could just ping him and ask him if he wants us to hold for him or if he's not going to get to it.
I think it seemed pretty ready. I think you want it to get merged before these big refactorings, because then that would be too painful if you had to rebase on that. So I think tomorrow sounds reasonable.
Cool. Sounds good to me.
All right, let's do that. Do you want to comment on the PR and say tomorrow? Yeah, cool. Thanks. Any questions for David about this PR? All right. Are there any other topics or any questions, generic concerns, feedback, comments anyone has they want to bring up? If not, this is the end of the agenda. We already took a look at the milestones, so I think we're good on that front. Am I forgetting anything that we should look at? Do we want to check out test grid? No.
You can check. It's been doing much better.
Yeah, so yeah, I saw the upgrade tests are back to mostly passing, but we're still seeing flakes, so we should investigate that. And then everything else looks pretty good. I can go on it really quickly.
I still have the PR that was testing the removal of experiment, like the rejoin thing. I don't think we should merge it in because we should keep it around for a while, but maybe for like 0.4, I guess 0.5.
Sounds good.
Just mentioning it that it's still there. I keep running the test every few days and it seems to be passing more often.
Okay, yeah, it might, yeah, it's better maybe if we wait, because if we change all the V1 Alpha 3 templates for the last release and
Yeah,
then
no, we don't want to.
end up making it less stable, it's not great. What am I looking for? Yeah, so this is, yeah, better, but still some occasional HA
That might just be just like the fact that it takes a long time. It's just like the resources on CI are just times out probably.
Old nodes remain, yeah.
Yeah, it just takes a long time, but seems reasonably good now.
Performance looks good. Yeah, we have some flakes on provisioning for, yeah. Anyways, all right. Cool. Well, hope you have a good rest of the day and good rest of the week, and see you all on Slack.
Thanks,
Bye.
Cecile. See ya.
Thank you.
Cecile. Thanks, James.
And James.
There you go.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Thanks, James.